if you're wondering what it's like to ride track day in the cold. And I'm not talking about like 40, 50 degrees. I'm talking about we woke up and it was in the 20s cold. And see what that's about? This is the video for you. We're a little early. It's 4:15. And the email said the gate's not opening until like 6. But we're gonna try and get in anyways. I gotta tell you, I'm nervous, right? It's probably because we've spent so much time off the bike, dirt bikes and everything. So it's gonna be interesting to see what all takes place tomorrow. So we're gonna find our buddy Brian, catch up with him, set up, and get a good parking spot. Yeah.
Can't get me into
After 6?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I have to go back out then at some point.
okay. Going in. And it's not 6 o'clock. So take that, security guy. Turn me around. It's 5 o'clock. So you made me wait half hour. And this is where we're at right now. We're still kind of setting up. It's like we're camping, but we're not camping, right? I have all the gear and everything for camping and cooking, but we're in the trailer. So this is our home tonight. Check it out. We have our suit, some rains, even though it's not supposed to rain. That's the AC unit that we're mainly going to use. So right now, we have this little space heater. The LEDs we put up, making the R6 look beautiful. And this, we're gonna lay our mat out back here. We're gonna stretch that out with the sleeping bag down right next to the bike because we have water wetter for coolant and it will freeze, and we don't want our baby freezing up and giving us problems. We did do some color changes to the R6. You can't tell right now. I haven't seen the whole thing. I haven't seen the whole thing in daylight. I've taken it outside a few times to look at it, but until you lean over on it, I couldn't really tell a big difference. There is a very big difference, and I'll put some pictures of it in here, maybe some video and stuff too. Like, you can tell this. I don't know if you can tell or not. It's got like holographic purple blue sparkle tint to it. Changed the seat out for a Woodcraft 07 R6 seat. Gives a little more padding than the pad that was on it before, and sitting on it I can actually feel this crease a whole lot more on my bum than the blue pad. So I'll be able to know exactly where I'm positioned at on the seat instead of trying to wiggle and find it like I was doing before. So hopefully it all works out. our first session back on the bike. We are nervous and timid and very cautious about the throttle during our first session on here. This is actually the second session of the day. We skipped the first one. We're gonna get to that in a minute. And just enjoy this first lap and have a couple laps at our line choice and the speed that we are taking. One thing I was looking forward to is this right here is where north kind of turns into Patriot, and this is the corner that I was having a lot of trouble with in Patriot. Right here is holding the throttle, so I was able to work on that as well for our next time when we come to the Patriot track. We skipped the first session because we had a coolant leak. Not a coolant leak, but the bike was overheating. I think there was an air pocket somewhere in the coolant system from where I changed it out. It was giving me all kinds of problems. So I missed the first session trying to get that straightened out. It still wants to overheat, but it's doing good. It's doing better on the track when we're actually riding it. It's not overheating or anything. It's not even getting up, you know, where it was when it was overheating. But as soon as we pull off, it shoots up and wants to overheat again. So we're gonna see how it does the next couple sessions. The first session was rough. I was way too focused on the bike overheating and the temperature of the motor. I kept looking down, checking the temperature, looking down, checking the temperature, and I couldn't really focus on anything except for that. I didn't really feel that great out there, but I haven't been on the bike in a long time. So, well, since we came out here and did the Patriot course, that was October, something like that. So it's kind of expected to be a little hesitant. First session out, first of the year, and it's really cold, and your bike's overheating. Yeah. So this is the third session. Our second, we were behind our buddy Brian. He's on a freshly rebuilt Gixxer 750, I believe it's 750. I might be wrong, but anyways, freshly rebuilt. It's his very first track day on this bike, and he was amazing. He did great after he got some of the nerves out and everything, trying to feel the bike out and do a shakedown run. He did awesome on it. So it was really fun, kind of battling back and forth with him. And I'll put some of this in the next video of kind of us going back and forth, but we're chasing them right now. Trying to get a better feel of the track. So the goal for our track day uploads, the videos basically is going to be a progression from where I'm at now in beginner group and through intermediate and advanced and everything in between. So I want to do the slower laps, I want to do the introductions that I have to these tracks, my first times on them and all of that stuff, even the first couple laps. Doesn't matter how slow or fast or terrible they are, I'm going to put those in the videos so everybody can see naturally what it's like going into a track on these bikes with no experience, never been on them before, and I mean kind of like fresh off the boat. What do you see that we can improve on?
Bike.
The bike?
Yeah.
We can improve on the bike.
Yeah.
What aspects of the bike?
Jack.
This right here?
Yes.
Do we need to go faster?
Yeah.
You got it wrong when a 3-year-old is telling you need to go faster through the kink at VIR North. So, we're gonna head back out with Pre to this track, I think in a month or two, and get back more familiar with it. I'm pretty sure our confidence level will be up there because we progressed a tremendous amount throughout the day. But there it is, right there. My daughter, she's 3 years old, is telling me we need to go faster. This is one area that I was extremely happy with, that we got a really good line down and figured out where we could just kind of blow past people in certain spots. It was kind of easy to anticipate where people were going to be at, where they're braking. The more and more I followed everybody. So that was an exciting part of the track for me right there. Now, the rule in my group is you can't pass in a turn. So sometimes I get to a point where I'm like, I can pass this guy, I can pass him. I see so many opportunities in these turns to where I could pass, but I got to remember, I can't, maybe I'm not there yet, but I feel like I could, a few of these guys I could have passed in these turns and been fairly successful, made clean passes, and continued about the track. Second session, well, third session, but my second one, I felt a lot better. Talked to the CR about some things he saw that he mentioned for me to look for and to kind of work on a little bit. So I did that, and I feel like we picked the pace up a lot. We're leaning. Well, we're not leaning. We're hitting the brake markers where we want to, trying to push a little further into them, and yeah, just having a good time. So it's still cold and really windy. So you want to come to VIR North in March, prepare for the cold. So somebody brought up, they were looking for cold track day videos. This is going to be one of them. So, and then I believe the first session somebody actually crashed, I think, because I think they had a red flag out and then they stopped. I didn't hear any bikes at all for a little bit, and then they started again. So either way, the elevation changes are manipulative, right? So coming off of the hills, it's just crazy because you can't see over top of anything. Like the anticipation of what's on the other side and how fast to go, and like the judgment, your depth perception, it just throws it all off. And it's crazy how that works. Coming through the kink, the first handful of times you guys saw, I was putting and I was on the brakes before I even hit the damn starting grid. But we're working on that. We're getting better. I watched some of Street Bike Josh's video to learn his line going through the kink, and I'm on the inside and I'm feeling like I'm drifting out in the kink, and I'm trying to come back in, to where his videos, he's on the outside and he just kind of comes in real smooth. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna work on that line at the bottom of the hill, coming around and getting set up for the kink, and see if we can't make a smooth transition through it into the next turn. I guess it'd be turn 1. So a little update. It's windy. Stuff's flying through the parking lot. See the trash bag blowing. That's why I'm in the truck doing this, because if I was outside, you wouldn't be able to hear me. And we are going to get back at it. So I believe this is the session that we got red flagged to come back in because somebody went off the track, and we had to come in and restart after like I think it was the second lap. So I came in, I didn't see the red flag until after I passed the starting line again. So I'm pretty much the last guy out here. So it's a lot of exciting stuff to kind of work our way through the pack. Learning a whole lot of different line choices from these guys. Some what to do, some what not to do, and things like that. And I kind of enjoy actually catching up to people and seeing opportunities to pass them and working your way through the group, because to me it kind of makes me pay more attention to what I'm doing and what everybody else is doing, instead of kind of taking that for granted. So we are getting more comfortable with the track and the bike, and our confidence level is growing. And sometimes certain things happen that we don't really understand and we kind of watch for. This is what I was talking about, learning from people and their passing and you passing them and all that is right here. So it's definitely something that's going to make your butthole pucker up a little bit. Luckily, before I pass anybody, especially when we're going, you know, that fast in these sections, I'm watching and I'm seeing people's body positions and all that stuff. So I'm constantly scanning back and forth before I pass somebody, just to see what I'm anticipating them to do. And luckily, we made the right decision. We, you know, kind of laid on the front brakes a little bit, and I was able to slow it down, let this person hold their line, and we avoided what could have been a pretty terrible lap. So. Again, right here, I was anticipating where their line choice was going to be and was able to zoom right on past them, no problem. Another rule for our group is you can't pass the CR without him waving you through. That's why we slowed down a little bit right there, so we can kind of tag onto him and hopefully get some pointers from him. We got some really good pointers from the CRs out here at with Pri at VIR North, and those guys they're awesome. Yeah, they have a lot of knowledge, and sometimes it's overwhelming, but for knowledge that they give you, you kind of gotta take it as you can. If you were unfamiliar with the CRs, with Pri, they all wear these orange shirts. It tells them that they're a control rider, they're CR, and most of the time they have their names written on the back of them. So you see a bright orange shirt and he's not waving you through, stick behind him, and chances are you're going to learn something. That was the session right there. That one felt great. We made it through the kink, 130 miles an hour. That was fun. Using Street Bike Josh's line, his race line helped a ton going through that, because he was further on the outside and just kind of swooping in like I mentioned before, whereas I was on the inside and then kind of going out in the back end, and it didn't seem to flow right. So the sessions are coming together well. Feeling good on the bike. Everything is good. Go back out. It's one of the last sessions of the day. I was feeling really good, really confident with the bike. Everything was kind of clicking together now, and I'm feeling fairly confident with the track and my line choices and all that. And the best thing is we're behind the CR, so we can push as hard as we want, and it's still not going to be enough to, you know, get this guy off of his seat hardly. So we're going to look for some tips from our CR buddy that we're chasing, and really just have a good time. And this session, this was probably one of the best ones out of the entire day because we felt great, and we just had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. The bike was working well with us, and we were kind of clicking with everything, and we were catching up to other groups in our group, which it always is a confidence booster. You know, means you're kind of on the right track. So I'm going to leave it here for a little bit, let you guys watch the next few laps and the CR and what we do and how we kind of work our way through these different packs and all that stuff, and see how much fun we're having. So we're finally getting to the point in the kink to where we're holding the throttle through. We let up just a little bit right at the kink and then continue through the brake markers. And actually during this session and the next session, we were able to go a couple brake markers in before we really got on the brakes. So we were able to hold the lines a lot better and go a lot faster and feel more confident through the kink section, which to me is a huge thing. It's a lot of fun. It just boosts your confidence with the bike and everything all together. So if you guys made it through this 42-minute long video, I really appreciate you guys watching. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment and all that stuff. If you are coming out to ride track days with Bree or Evolve or whoever, leave a comment or hit me up at 10 West Moto on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, and I'll meet you out there. Maybe we can hang out and ride together and have a good time. So until next time, I'm 10 West Moto.